Hey YouTube, back again to show more of my currency. Right here I have like old German and Austro-Hungarian banknotes, so I'm just going to flip through them. If you really can't see the back, I would recommend pausing it because it's just quite a hassle to show you both the front and back of them. So the first two are going to be from Austria-Hungary. This is just before World War One, and this is like during the war. And then here's a German Empire / Prussian banknote. This is 100 marks. That was a gold mark back then, so they still on the gold standard. These are like during the German hyperinflation after World War I. Germany was forced to pay for the pay reparations to the Allies, so they printed money to pay a portion of their debt and just spiraled out of control. So we have like a 50,000 mark note, and this is a 100,000 mark note, but the funny thing is it's a 100 mark note, but they just print the words 100,000 on it. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I accidentally typed that wrong. That's not 100,000. It's 100 marks, which is, it's going to be 500,000 marks. So, yeah. So there's 20,000 marks. So the funny thing, yeah, so back to that, the funny thing is they just decided to does not change the design anymore. They're just going to print over it. So here's 1 million marks, 2 million marks, and they all have different designs based on different regions. And this is our 2 million mark note. Here's 5 million, and then there's, 5 million, and then this one is 5 million marks as well. Even, which is 7 million marks. And these just go up in denomination, a 10 million, a 20 million, a 50 million. These are all from like the same issue, so that's why they have like similar designs. 100 million mark, 500, so those are kind of similar as well. And this is a billion mark, but so Millard, so it's a billion in German, false cognate. And this one I believe was like, I don't remember which banknote this was, but again, they're just printing the words over to tell you that's 1 billion marks, even though the banknote says something different. Here's 5 billion, and here's a 20 billion mark note, and then this is the largest one I have. It's a 5 trillion mark note. So after the hyperinflation, that would have been worth like one new Resten mark. So these are just issued by German states. Eventually they just got tired of using government issued banknotes because they were worthless, so they started issuing their own paper money to have value in their own little cities. So like thousands of cities started issuing their own currency to pay for things. So this is like during Nazi Germany and the Third Reich. So this is like a 5 Resten mark note. This is a 20 Resten mark note, and there's nothing really important about the designs. I believe this is an earlier 20 mark note. I believe this is like after the Weimar Republic got its inflation under control. This is occupation currency, so issued in like countries like in Austria and eastern parts of Nazi-controlled territory. So that's a 20 mark note. There's a 50. Others are the Pengo, which is, this is hyperinflation in Hungary, largest one in history. So like all the paper money in the entire country was worth like 1/10 of a US penny, which is crazy. So they went up really high in denomination. So they went 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, and the currency is the Pengo. 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion. And then they went with the same design, but they add the word mil, which stands for million. So it would be 10,000 million Pengo. It would be 100,000 million Pengo. 1 million million Pengo. 10 million million Pengo. 100 million million Pengo. 1 billion million Pengo. And then they went to B's which would be bill for Pengo, so that'd be billion. So 10,000 billion Pengo. 100,000 billion Pengo. And then there was 2 more, the 1 million billion Pengo, 10 million billion Pengo, and I guess, sorry, there was actually 3, so there was the 100 million billion Pango note, which was the largest denomination ever issued. So I thought that was really crazy. They're actually like pretty cheap still. I mean, they're like $50, but I don't think it's worth that much to me. So reason Hungary had this inflation is because after World War II, they just had a wrecked economy. So, and they couldn't really support anything just by printing paper money. So, and then here is the Republic of China. I believe this is like just before the Communist Revolution in China. This one's from España or Spain. This is like right after World War I. This one I just found in my grandfather's cabinet. It's pretty old. I believe it was like money issued like to like soldiers that were based in like Mexico. This right here, these are just Chinese reprint notes. They look pretty realistic, but they're actually not real. They're just reproductions, but it's really interesting just to study them, the way that old Chinese paper money looked back then. So these were like printed in like the 1920s. So this would be like an example of like I believe it's yuan or a Ming note, and then they have pictures of the coins, like that's how much they represented. And they have stuff printed on the back of them. I just thought it was pretty neat to have, and they were really cheap. They were like $5 for all of them. So that's pretty much it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.